The debate dragged on for 3 full days. By the fourth morning, everyone in court looked like they'd aged at least 10 years. Sleeves were wrinkled, eyes were bloodshot, and even the most passionate scholars had run out of new metaphors to throw at each other. Kuan Yingzheng finally slapped his sleeve and stood up. Jisui, is it? Just you wait! Jisui didn't answer. He simply rotated his wrist slowly. After 3 days of flipping books, pointing at passages, and arguing word by word, his hand felt like it might fall off. Somewhere behind them, a voice sighed with deep regret. So they didn't even fight? Kuan Yingzheng froze. Who said that? He turned sharply, scanning the hall. Xu Yanmiao had clearly been standing in the back earlier, but now, nothing. No Xu, no sound. Just Prime Minister Dou calmly stepping forward, stroking his beard. Master Quan, Dou said warmly, welcome to court. Welcome to a place where the sharpest minds gathered. Welcome to a place of power, schemes, and ambition. And welcome to a place where Xu Yanmiao's thoughts were apparently broadcast to the heavens. Jisui suddenly stiffened. Wait, my nephew is still in prison. Your Majesty. Jisui stepped out at once and dropped to his knees. This subject is guilty. The Emperor blinked. Guilty? What crime have you committed? Jisui took a breath. This was it. In August, Guishi, Yongfeng, and Xing'an were struck by famine. The people ate roots and bark to survive. Landlords took advantage, lending grain at outrageous interest. Borrow 1 dou, repay 1.5. Miss a month and the debt doubled. Families had no choice but to sell their children. The Emperor slammed the table. What? I set the limit at 3%. They dare defy my decree? Jisui bowed lower. This subject, without permission, opened granaries from nearby counties and redeemed those children. I falsified an imperial order. I await punishment. The Emperor stared at him for a long moment, then he laughed. Punishment? Had you waited for approval, how many families would have been torn apart? You acted well. The court erupted. Master Ji is virtuous. A true pillar of the state. To risk death for the people, how noble. Xu Yanmiao listened quietly while his thoughts went wild. Whoa. Famous from youth, cold and upright, loved by scholars, trusted by the Emperor. No concubines, no scandals. This guy is absolutely the main character. Jisui ignored the praise. Say whatever you want, he thought. I'm still getting my nephew out. He bowed again. Your Majesty, if not for disaster and human greed, families would never have been torn apart. The Emperor's expression softened. Xu Yanmiao sighed inwardly. The people are really pitiful. At least the prince's uncle is decent. The prince himself, though? The official stiffened. Did he just think that? Jisui pressed on carefully. Before my departure, the young prince even donated silver for relief. Xu Yanmiao tilted his head in confusion. Huh? Didn't he donate less and secretly keep 500 taels? Jisui froze. The Emperor went silent. The officials collectively looked at the ceiling. Jisui felt his soul leave his body for a moment. He is still young, Jisui forced out. Xu Yanmiao immediately thought, exactly. Too young to be forgiven. Jisui clenched his fists. Your Majesty, youth requires guidance, not only punishment. Please appoint a strict teacher. What am I even saying? Jisui thought despairingly. After court, Jisui tried again, this time choosing a day when Xu Yanmiao definitely, absolutely should not be present. Naturally, Xu Yanmiao was already there. At Yulong Temple, the Emperor stared at him. Xu Yanmiao, you're not married. Why are you praying for children? Xu Yanmiao waved cheerfully. Not me, a friend came. Also, the vegetarian food here is incredible. The Emperor hesitated, then agreed to eat. Xu Yanmiao immediately thought, eating with the Emperor? With my boss? This is a nightmare. The Emperor smiled tightly. Eat freely. Xu Yanmiao brightened. Thank you, sir. Jisui felt something crack inside him. As they ate, Xu Yanmiao suddenly paused. Oh. The Emperor leaned closer. Oh, what? Xu Yanmiao's thoughts sped up. Someone mixed medicine into the tea. The Emperor's eyes lit up. Medicine? At first I thought it was laxatives. The Emperor relaxed. But it's not. The Emperor stiffened. It's aphrodisiacs. Thud. The Emperor collapsed. Thud. The official collapsed. Jisui closed his eyes. Xu Yanmiao panicked. What do we do? He's 63. Is this safe? Is this allowed? This is a Buddhist temple. The Emperor wheezed. Shut up. Officials screamed from afar. Protect the Emperor. Xu Yanmiao screamed internally. Block it out. I don't want to know any details. Unfortunately, everyone heard everything anyway. What heads? Cooked shrimp? Why are we hearing this? Some officials fainted on the spot. Others slapped themselves. A few seriously reconsidered their life choices. By the time the chaos ended, the sun was setting. No one spoke of what happened. The emperor pretended nothing occurred. Xu Yanmiao learned nothing. Jisui decided he would never drink temple tea again. Some debates end with victory. Some end with compromise. This one ended with collective trauma and a temple permanently haunted by regret. Everyone agreed on one thing immediately. First priority, someone said. Voice shaking, we need to find a person. The officials froze. Find a person? Their brains ran faster than their mouths. Female relatives, wives, daughters, nieces, sisters? No, absolutely not. That wasn't just dangerous. That was career ending, family ending, ancestry ending. Choosing between wearing a green hat and showing loyalty to the throne was a choice no man wanted to make. Someone muttered, whether it's me, my son-in-law, my brother-in-law, or my sister's husband, this situation explodes no matter how you look at it. Another official, already sweating, whispered desperately, What if we find a man? The crowd went silent. A man? Someone echoed. Well, he rushed on, medicine is medicine. It's not sentient. It can't tell the difference, right? Every official instinctively stopped touching his head and immediately covered his backside. This wasn't loyalty anymore. This was sacrifice. And then, Your Majesty. A frail but upright old censor stepped forward, spine straight, eyes shining with grim resolve. This old servant is ready? Someone gasped. Someone else whispered, He's 69. The old emperor blinked. He hadn't even realized he had someone this loyal. The censor began climbing the mountain with the determination of a man marching to history. Or disaster. Possibly both. The emperor hesitated, eyes drifting toward Jisui and a clerk from the Ministry of War. Maybe them? Both men stiffened. Their expressions screamed pain, fear, and regret all at once. The emperor sighed. No, dragging ministers into the royal bed would not sound dignified. His gaze slid to the refined gentleman nearby. Perfect posture, polite smile, fragrant, suspiciously fragrant. Why did he smell like he'd bathed in sachets? And why was his face so pale? The emperor squinted. Are you all right? The gentleman's face flickered green, then red. He clenched his fists. Xu Yanmiao suddenly shouted, Sir! The poor man nearly jumped out of his skin. The emperor groaned. What now? Xu Yanmiao smiled innocently. I have an idea. The emperor pinched the bridge of his nose. I already know your idea. And no, I need time to process. A straight man his whole life being asked to suddenly do something like that. His brain refused to cooperate. His body probably would too. Then Xu Yanmiao's thoughts floated out, cheerful and careless. Well, if he just handles it himself, even an emperor has hands, right? The emperor sat bolt upright. Jisui's eyes lit up. The Ministry of War clerk swayed. I need a tree. All three men rushed off like their lives depended on it. The gentleman stared after them. What just happened? Xu Yanmiao turned around immediately, covering his eyes and ears. Don't worry, I won't look or listen. You might as well stand guard, someone muttered. The three men sat around a tree, backs pressed to the trunk, staring stubbornly into different directions. 15 minutes passed. Nothing. Another 15. Still nothing. The Ministry of War clerk stood up, tears in his eyes. I'm done. Another pause. That fast? Xu Yanmiao wondered, is that good or bad? The emperor and Jisui remained seated, faces unreadable. Another 15 minutes. The emperor discreetly shifted, legs numb. Jisui flexed his fingers. Half an hour. Jisui finally stood. The emperor was delighted. If Jisui could last that long, surely he could last longer. He was the son of heaven. An hour later, they're still not done? Xu Yanmiao wondered. Why are so many officials standing around the mountain like statues? The emperor immediately sat back down. They were watching. He could not lose. Eventually, they met the ministers halfway. The emperor smiled stiffly. How leisurely. No one dared speak. Then the gentleman returned and loudly exclaimed, Your Majesty? Silence. Absolute murderous silence. Take him away, the emperor said calmly. Guards emerged from nowhere and dragged the man off. He looked desperately at Jisui. You promised. Jisui adjusted his sleeve. Promise? What promise? Later, Xu Yanmiao had another realization. Wait, the guards were nearby this whole time? The commander dropped to his knees instantly. Your Majesty, this servant arrived late. I swear, I never turned around. Never. Ever. The emperor's expression softened. Good. Very good. Then Xu Yanmiao's thoughts turned mischievous. So how did that medicine end up in the temple wine anyway? The emperor's face darkened. Lol. This temple is famous for scandals. The emperor's eyes widened. So many noble women, so many monks, all consensual. The ministers nearly fainted. A green hat temple? Some clutched their chests. Their wives visited this place often. The emperor, however, was thrilled, as long as it wasn't his wife. The next day, Marquis Jian proudly announced his newborn son. Ninth son, he beamed. Legitimate. The hall buzzed with envy. Then Xu Yanmiao thought quietly, why is he so proud? It's not even his. The silence was deafening. What? Someone whispered. The Marquis stormed out in fury. Later, at his residence, chaos exploded. When did this start? He roared. Since you broke your promise, his wife shot back. Xu Yanmiao blinked. Wait, all 9? The Marquis nearly collapsed. Not just one, she said calmly. Different fathers. Laughter burst out uncontrollably. Xu Yanmiao added helpfully, each one is different. The Marquis looked like he might faint. The officials laughed until they remembered something terrifying. Their wives also visited that temple. Xu Yanmiao's thoughts continued cheerfully. Honestly, those monks are very popular, polite, attentive, understand feelings. The room went cold, very cold. Even the emperor swallowed. The gossip stopped abruptly when Xu Yanmiao lost interest. The officials looked devastated. 2 days of gossip, unfinished. That was the real crime.